What's up, Poppy Potato Nose? Welcome to the stream, guys. Don't forget to thumbs it up, give it a quick like, and double tap the screen for your enjoyment. I like how you just start with a straight up, just a hey, and then straight up just a cheetah versus polar bear. Polar bear for sure. That shouldn't even be a question, man. Polar bear pretty much wins everything. I don't think there's much that could take out a polar bear. What's going on, unknown? NY11. I'm doing good. Lion versus Kodiak. That's a really good matchup, actually. That one, I think that's a really good, fair matchup that everybody would want to see. Back on the treadmill, yep. Yeah, I set up the that like boxing thing. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'll show it to you guys in a second here. Let me just pause my treadmill. I set this up, this like boxing thing. But basically, it goes on like this, and then it's gonna play music, and you're supposed to like hit it at the right time. But then that happens. Because it came with double-sided tape. And I don't know what happened to the double-sided tape. But I just hung it on a little nail on the wall. But it falls off the thing. But yeah, it's just a kind of little, it's like a toy. You know, it's like a little toy boxing thing that... it's actually my wife's, but she got it for her birthday from her sister. And I was like, you never played with it? She's like, oh, I didn't like it or whatever. She didn't, not that she didn't like it. I think she just couldn't figure it out. I think she couldn't figure out how to set it up yet. But anyways, I don't know what happened to the double-sided tape. So that's why it falls off the wall. But it's actually kind of cool. You could Bluetooth it to your phone. So then you could pick any song. That was just like the generic song that it comes with. Like it comes with a couple of like little... you know, basic songs or whatever, right? But it actually, you can Bluetooth it to any song you want. Like, you could pick the song. So, I guess it's kind of cool. But, anyways. Like I said, I just kind of hooked it onto I put a nail in the wall, and I think the problem is the nail keeps sinking in, and it's getting rid of my, my hook. I need a better hook to put it on. That's the only issue with it right now. Yeah. So that's the other thing I was up to. It's kind of a cool thing. It's honestly, I think it's kind of cool. But you'd have to kind of get really into it to be into it. Order double-sided tape online, the industrial grade. Yeah, exactly. Some good industrial double-sided tape. I don't know what happened to the one that came in the box. I don't know what she did with it, but it's not here anymore, it seems. Hi, everyone. What's going on, nickname? Rabbit versus Badger. Badger, I think Badger wins it all, man. Badgers are just so crazy, guys. If you ever seen a badger, they have like really like loose skin. And so anytime somebody bites them, they could just like kind of like sneak out of it somehow. You know what I mean? Badger versus Python. Just finished debriefing. About to go out on patrol. Wait, are you in ice? Adane Bleg said, angry, pumpkin face, another thing. I can't tell what that third thing is. I guess it's a bunch of orange things. I don't know. But welcome to the live, Adane. And don't forget to double tap the screen, guys. I'm a Mountie. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you for your service or whatever. Um, like a Royal Canadian Mounted Police, eh? Um, yeah. So, anyways, this boxing thing, I think it seems kind of cool. Like honestly, it seems kind of like it seems like it'd be fun. But I think she just didn't give it a long enough chance. Maybe Python versus rabbit. How big of a rabbit are we talking? Like how big of a rabbit? Are we talking a giant rabbit, like an oversized one, or just like a regular house bunny? You know what I mean? Because that matters. Raw carrots, mashed potatoes. Is that what it stands for? This whole time, I thought it was Royal Canadian Mountain Police. This entire time, I've been making an idiot out of myself. Turns out it was raw carrots, mashed potatoes the whole time. Both are fully grown. Yes, Dane Blegg? Royal Canadian Moose Patrol. Well, you guys are doing a bang up job. I haven't seen many moose in quite a few days here. I actually did see a moose once, though. Not gonna lie, guys. I was driving over to Canmore, and we stopped at the gas station to get some gas, and we looked out over over the fields or whatever, right? And we see a large female moose running across, and it was a moose for sure, guys. It wasn't a horse. It wasn't a deer. It was a moose. Come on, I need answers. Let's Q&A. Okay, guys, keep asking me questions. I want to know. Yeah, I'll give you guys my take on many different matchups. That's what Poppy Potato Nose is into. He keeps saying, you know, animal versus animal. I used to be with Edmonton Police Service, but I jumped over to RCMP. Moose versus buffalo. That's a great question because that's an encounter that might actually occur in the wild. Like some of these are like fantastical, you know, basically never going to happen fights. You know what I mean? But like every once in a while, we come up with one that might actually happen in the wild, you know? And I think it's possible that their territories might overlap one day. And both creatures are massive. I believe the wood buffalo to be the largest North American land animal. And the moose, a bull moose, can't be far behind. I'm pretty sure they'd probably be second. You know, in fact, they're probably first if you count height, like sheer tallness. But I think the buffalo has a little bit more weight to it. So I don't know, man. That's a really, really good question. Both bulls aren't interested in female confrontation. Yeah, exactly. Both are bulls. Both bulls. We aren't interested. Yeah. So like a bull moose versus a bull buffalo. We're talking like a wood buffalo and a large bull moose. These guys would be massive, massive, massive guys. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That'd be a great fight. Hello, Aman. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. And hello, Uncle James. Welcome to the live. I was actually just showing the chat my little boxing game thing that, well, it's not mine, it's Zara's actually, but you know, I was just playing with it for a second. Like Rocky Mountain oysters, bull balls. Oh yeah, that's what they call them, eh? Sorry, I missed a chat for the nickname. He said Buffalo is the insignia on the police cars for the RCMPA. Male polar bear versus male grizzly. That one, I think you got to give it to the polar bear. He just got the size, the weight advantage. More, they're just more used to even different terrain. You know, like they're actually naturally good swimmers, like really good swimmers. Um, their food is more scarce, and therefore they have more of that dog in them. You know, like they're just more desperate on top of it all. So, and they're bigger and stronger. So, I mean, you got to give it to the polar bear on that one. Leave the goats alone. Middle-aged man versus teenage girl. Um, I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. That one, we'll leave that one for the Epstein files. Tomcat versus male badger. Like, are we talking Talking Tom? Talking Tomcat? The guy who runs like Subway Surfers or whatever? Right, hockey. Yeah, exactly. I'm not touching that one, guys. That's crazy. Um, yeah, let me think. No, male cats are called tomcats. No, I know. I was just joking around. I think a badger takes out a tomcat, guys. HockeyTikTockey versus Zara? I mean, it depends. Depends on what type of a match we're having. Um, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I think let's go back to. I never gave an official ruling on the moose versus the buffalo. I think maybe I gotta give it to the moose. Yeah, let's say tennis. I think I could probably beat Zara um, left-handed if I played her in tennis. I think I could probably beat her left-handed in tennis. But we'll see. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to the moose, guys. Male lion versus male Cape buffalo. No pride. It's 1v1. Hmm. I don't know, man. I feel like 1v1 is hard. Those buffaloes are massive. Nice. I played GV tennis in high school. Nice. That's crazy. I never played tennis like professionally or whatever, like organized tennis. I never played organized tennis. I just played like for fun or whatever. The buffalo dominates. I've seen it. You know what else is massive? What is massive? BP Jello Bello. What is massive? GP Bello Bello. Bello Jello Bello. Jello Bello. Jello Bello. Chef versus waiter. Head chef or sous chef? And are we talking waiter or bellboy or whatever, bus boy, the guy that cleans the tables? I need to know these things. Below. Waiter for real. Buffalo has way too much size and all around physical strength and the power. I've seen these videos of lion getting crushed. Yeah, I have too. I've seen them getting like flipped up into the air, getting crushed down. They're massive. It takes yeah, like a group of lions to take down the water buffalo. And that's why I give so much props to the North American mountain lion, like the modern day cougar. We call them cougars up in Canada. I don't know what Americans call them. I think they call them mountain lions, but same animal. I give them so much props. I say pound for pound, cougars are the most dominant apex predator on earth because they hunt solo. They do not hunt in packs. Of course, lions are able to take down bigger prey. And of course, lions are bigger, tigers are bigger, bears are big, all kinds of animals are much bigger. But there is solo cougars that hunt like massive, 1 ton elks and stuff like that. And the cougar is literally like only a few 100 pounds at most. You know what I mean? I met this one girl one time and she said, "Why don't you buffalo me?" And she said, "Man, you crazy. Let's go watch a movie. Those guys with rings." Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that movie one time. They were like walking around. He was like, the guy was really tired from walking around all day. So they got their other friend that was like hiding in a cave to come and show them how to like walk faster to get rid of these rings. Alligator versus shark. I think this one depends on the scenario, how deep the water is. I think in shallow waters, it's alligator all day. The shark is not going to have advantage in shallow water. Deep waters, though, I don't know, man. I feel like the shark is more spatially aware, about in the depths, whereas alligators are still kind of like they're kind of more like us, us land-dwelling humans, where once we get underwater, we kind of lose track of like how far up and down is. You know what I mean? In Colorado, we call them mountain lions. Yeah. In Calgary, or I mean in Canada, we call them cougars. I don't know why. Like it's the exact same animal. They just and Americans call them mountain lions. I even saw a lion get flipped 15 feet in the air and their head smashed by the mighty buffalo. Oh yeah, yeah, that's crazy. What are we talking about? We're talking about animals for some reason. Where did you get your name from? My name? Honestly, it's because I started a TikTok page a couple of years ago called HockeyTikTockey because it rhymed kind of, you know what I mean? And I just imported it over to YouTube and just kept it like that. Uh, felines play with their prey. Yeah, cougars are felines, guys. They're feisty felines, and I say pound for pound, they are the biggest, like the most successful apex predator. Pound for pound, you got to understand this. Like they obviously would lose 1v1 versus a lion, a tiger, a bear, but the fact of the matter is they take down prey that are sometimes three, four, five times their size, one on one. They're taking down. Sometimes they'll take down deer and elk that are massive compared to them. I saw a mountain lion once, and he was gonna fight a buffalo, and I'm like, "You're crazy, Henry. Don't do that." And he's like, "Right, you're right, bro. Let's not do that. Let's go get a Labatt's and watch the Habs game." So he was a real cougar, or was he like um an older woman? Do you know where Haida Gwaii is? Yeah, I do. It's on the west coast. It's actually close. I'm close to it, relatively speaking. I live on Vancouver Island. Funny, but in Texas, we call all of them above mountain lion, cougar, puma, and prairie cat. Oh, yeah. I mean, I see what you mean. In Canada, like, we call them cougars, like, locally, but if anybody ever called them a mountain lion, we would understand exactly what they're talking about. I've never heard prairie cat though very much, but I've also heard of puma. But a lot of people talk about pumas as being the Southern American um, cougars, like the ones that live in South America or Florida. But then again, what's a jaguar? Is jaguar the exact same animal as a cougar? I wonder what nine lives mean. Do they take a lot of damage? I think the metaphor when people talk about cats having nine lives is that they're able to escape danger um, quite regularly. Like, for example, the whole thing, you ever heard the thing, cats always land on their feet? Cats somehow have a strange ability to be able to readjust their body and have a nice, safe landing a lot of the times, no matter even how far they fall. Um, and I think people have witnessed cats, perform an act of true, almost supernatural agility or speed when the time comes for it. For example, like some other larger animal lunges at them and they're able to quickly jump and climb a tree, like unbelievably fast and strong. Who is your favorite hockey player of all time? I would have to say Jerome McGinley. Talk to you later, Uncle James. Zebedibon. In Texas, they are interchangeable. It's like different birds. Nah, they take damage. No, jaguars are bigger and stronger and have a far stronger bite. They are native to Latin America mostly. Right. So jaguars are different than pumas. Pumas are in Florida though, as far as I know. Or panthers. What's a panther? That's a question, guys. What is a panther? Is that a puma? I thought it was a cat. Hi. Do months in hospital. Screws and hip and fracture. Oh, sorry, I do a month. A mountain lion could be a chupacabra. Probably, yeah. Y'all make sure don't try to jump from a height. Former Calgary great, again, I used to love those Flames jersey with the horse head on the front. Yeah, that's my favorite jersey. Sorry, I just got a little cold, so I had to put something on. Anyways, what were we talking about again? The word for mountain lion here is interchangeable. W cat, not sure why, but they always land in right. Hi, there it is. Yeah, I know, I was just joking around when I pretended that I put this on because I said I was cold, but I just wanted to show it. Thank you. They still wear these? No, they don't have this exact version. They have like a new reverse retro version, which is like, it's just an update. It's like an updated version of this jersey when they made the reverse retro series. I've seen hawks kill cats. Usually the cat hunts the bird, but sometimes the bird hunts the cat. Those raptors are no joke. Yeah, there's a few instances like that in the animal kingdom where, there's two different species that, have sort of like a war going on. It looks super cool. Thanks. Well, hello. I mean, hello. Hello, Pot Plant 101. Do you know what the significance of the horse head is? I always wondered. Um, the significance of it, I think, is just that Calgary is known as Cowtown for the cowboy like culture that exists within it. Like a lot of people have heard of or may have seen the Calgary Stampede, and what that is, the Calgary Stampede is like it's like a giant rodeo that they host every single year in the summertime for 10 days. And it's centered around a rodeo event where there's cows and horses. They do like horseback riding, chuck wagon races, and barrel racing, and bullfighting. Well, not bullfighting, but bull riding, bareback bull riding, and stuff like that. And, anyways, because of that, Calgary is like a cowboy city, it's a horse place, like a lot of people are into horses and cowboy stuff or whatever, right? So when they came up with the design for this jersey, the significance of it was just, hey, let's put a horse on it, because Calgary didn't really have an animal like iconograph for their flaming sea jerseys. Like this is the other logo. It's just a sea with flames coming off of it, which makes sense. It's just called Calgary Flames. But then when they wanted to make a new, like an alternate take, I think they just said, hey, well, let's put a horse on it because, Calgary is the horse place. You know what I mean? Crow's mad. Once seeing attacking seagulls. Very common with fish. Different name depending on what country. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Knights. Eagles are apex predators. True. You guys have more than we do down here. Oh, yeah, there's a ton of eagles up on my island that I live on. In my part of Mexico too. Well, cats hunt small birds, but hawks, eagles, and owls are very clever, sneaky, and strong. Those talons are extreme grip and sharp beaks. In England, we don't eat horse. It is very respected animal. That actually sounds pretty cool. Sick jersey, man. Nice. Thanks. Why the hell does Potato know so much about animals? I don't know. I think he just does. As an Oilers fan, your arena is ass compared to Rogers Place. I hope the new one is done soon. Yeah, but you know what, guys? I understand that, but the Saddle Dome actually has character. You know what I mean? All the new arenas don't have character. They just look like the same stupid building. That's all. It's soulless. There's no soul inside of that building. But I obviously understand that it's an old shitty arena. But I think there's a soul in that building that can't be replicated, and it'll be missed once the Saddle Dome gets demolished. But I can't wait for the new arena to open as well. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Very cowboy in tradition, and still a lot of cowboy remnants here. Yeah, exactly. That's like I was talking about Calgary. The reason why it's has this tradition is because the traditional lands of which Calgary sits had a lot of it was like the West. It was like the old West times. Like there was cowboys and Indians, and there was horses and cows and stuff. Even like right around the city, there was farms where people had cows, and the way that they did farming back in the day, a lot of the time they would let their cattle go free during the winter time. Like they would just let them go out and just graze and try to survive on their own or whatever, like figure things out. And then at the end of the winter and the spring, um, cowboys would go out. That's why they're called cowboys, because they were boys and they had to wrangle the cows. You know what I mean? So they'd go out on horseback and they'd go and find all the cows and they'd bring them back home to the farms that they were supposed to live on, right? And how they know whose cows is who is by the brands. They'd brand them. They have like these hot iron things and they'd like burn like a tattoo onto them somehow, and then they'd look and they'd be like, oh yeah, this guy belongs to this ranch, this one belongs to this ranch. And yeah, that would be a job in the spring if you were like, a good horse rider and you were like a tough guy. You'd go out there and you'd wrangle down some cows. And anyways, then I think in probably, I believe the year 1903 or something like that, there started to be um Calgary Stampede. Okay, one sec. I gotta go answer the door, guys. I'm getting. Hello. How you doing today? Good. How are you? I love the Flames jersey from Calgary. Oh, really? Yeah. Nice. Southwest organized. Oh, cool. Yeah. Sorry, distracted by that. Not here, not here, right? I'm just in the area. I'm for work painting because I have some my guys finishing up for the day. Oh, right. Yeah. So I'm just offering people free quotes as well as 10 to 15% off. If you do any painting work, etc., etc. No, because this place we just rented. Oh, okay, no problem. And like, I just usually do all my own things. Yeah, I think inside touch-up stuff, easy squeeze it. Yeah, yeah. Nothing outside that's been having harder times. No, not really. Okay, perfect. No, let's go. Yeah. Only other question: do you have anything against us putting a yard pen up maybe by your entrance or something? See if we can get some business there. Sure. Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. What's your name again? Oh, my name's Layton. Layton. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah. One of the guys will probably just pop by the door and let you know we're gonna pop sign in. If it becomes an inconvenience, you just pull it up. No, just like word with it. Put it up over there by the awesome. By the awesome. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, no worries. Great. Thank you. It's Clayton, right? Layton. Layton. Yeah. Awesome. Have a great night, Layton. We'll catch up with you soon. If you ever need anything, take that number off the sign and we'll help you. Okay, cool, man. Awesome. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Of course. Oh, I'll leave you this too, just in case. I'll give you 10% off this and do that. Is your number on here? Not mine. That's the company number. But I can put you into the system and I can give you a call back if you want. Well, I don't think I'm ever gonna call, to be honest. Oh yeah, no problem. The only reason I was wondering is because I run my own like landscaping business. Oh, awesome! I was a hardscaping and landscaping foreman for the last 5 years. Oh, nice, yeah. And like I literally like go around. I go door to door and I do same thing. Yeah. That's why you see those machines in my truck there. Yeah, 100%. I just go around with that earlier, and I'm like, oh, right there, yeah. And I'm like, hey, I'm in the area. I'm Eric Vaughn. Awesome. But I might hire some more guys. So if you ever are looking for like another job, yeah, I'm working like 3 jobs. I'm trying to start a drone business right now, so I'm working like 3 jobs. Oh, really? Yeah, I do drone aerial surveying, imaging, as well as aquatic stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. One of the drone thing, you probably have better numbers than me, so we I'm a rock climber, so I've broken my hand. If you want to write my number down, you're more welcome to give me a holler. See if I can get another good job yet. He's ex-military. So we're always looking to pour money to support the business. And if you ever want someone to fly over your sites you've worked on and get footage for your website. You know what's so crazy? You're not gonna believe this. I actually also have a drone. No way. And I started to do a drone business one time too. But it never really panned out. It's actually, I don't know, I didn't put enough effort into it. It's really hard. Like I got one contract one time, and it was just for a guy who was, he was a realtor, and he needed drone pictures like for the house. Or yeah. He was selling a house, and I was like, I'll do it. Like I'll take I just knocked on his door and I was trying to sell him lawn care. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm busy, blah, 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 I'm selling the house, whatever, whatever. And I can't remember how I got to it, but yeah, somehow I was like, I'll do pictures of it. I sold it. But anyways, what's
we've been doing the same thing. Yeah, so my name's Sean, Sean, and then Cowan's my last name, Cowan.
Yeah.
And I'm on over on Holly Avenue, so I'm not that far. And then my number's 403.
Yeah.
470 9136. You can give me a text or call or whatever anytime. Let me know it's you, and then if I can help out in any way, I'm always happy to get out and do what I can.
Yeah, would you ever be willing to come and like work with me for a day or two?
Yeah, sure.
Because I literally just go around with that area.
Yeah.
And just knock on people's doors and say, hey, I'm in the area, and like I'll sell them like aeration, power raking, and steam fertilizer packages.
Totally.
And I already have people booked in. Like, I went out big and I did some of my pre-book jobs.
Okay.
That I got from my last year, and I just called them and booked them in.
Awesome.
But while I'm there, I like to like go and knock on every door.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
try to get extra customers.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to more than that. If I can find the time to do it for you, give me a text and let's work something out, and then I'm more than happy to come help out.
Hey, awesome. Man.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
to
All
meet
right.
you. Yeah.
You too. Like.
Yeah. Do you want your pen back?
Oh yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'll be in contact with you, and then one of the guys, either me or one of the other guys, will swing by and walk inside it.
Okay, cool, man.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You too.
Have a good day. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. A guy just rang to my doorbell, and he was working for a painting company that is trying to like do door-to-door painting or whatever. What did I miss here? I gotta go back and read all these comments, guys. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Okay, I'm gonna catch up to all the comments right now, guys, so please bear with me. Added Doggy said, I love horse sandwiches. Hockey Specialist says, that's true. Which NHL arenas have I been to? Oh my God, this is gonna take a while. I've been to Rexall Place, which is the old Edmonton Arena. I've never been to the new Edmonton Arena. I've been to Vancouver's arena. I forget what it's called. I was just there earlier this year. So Edmonton, Vancouver. I've been to a game in Ottawa. The one, I forget what it's called too, but I've been to Ottawa's. I've been to Winnipeg. I've been to Detroit, the new arena, like the Little Caesars Arena or whatever it's called. I've been to Phoenix, which doesn't even have a team anymore, but I went to the Gila River Arena. And I've been to Vegas. So I've been to 7 arenas. Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Ottawa, Detroit, Vegas, oh, and Phoenix. So 8 actually. Anyways, born in Sardinia, they eat horse like the French. Stop eating horse when moving in England. Y'all should make it where the WHL arena, and it's so old food is so cheap. Oh, that would be sick. Yeah, they should just keep the Saddle Dome up, but they're not going to. They're going to demolish it for sure. There are 3 gods in Texas. Hockey, can you name all 3? 3 gods in Texas hockey? Like, what do you mean by that? Like hockey gods? Like goats? I think like greatest of all times. I mean, for Texas, there's probably Mike Modano. He was a Dallas Star and was their captain for a really long time. I don't know. I can't think of, like, I'm confused by what your question is. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. The chef loves horse meat. He just freaks out when Alexander tells chef that beef is this and horses do that. Oh boy, funny day. We have a farm with 4,000 acres north of Edmonton. There is no soul in any modern architecture or music. Everyday life has changed so much. I was born in 1978, and the 90s were far better. The 2020s are a living nightmare, in my opinion. By the way, as long as people respect animals, of course, of life, vegan with almond and staff cause more damage. To produce almond, we need tons of water. God bless all farmers. You an absolute super important job. Door-to-door salesman. Yeah, exactly. Cool pitch. Anyways, bless you, chat. I also like horses. I love meat. My favorite is ribeye, but I love chicken and fish and wild meat, the deer and elk, but I do feel bad for the animals. It's just too difficult for me to be vegan. I never eaten horse, but I try. It's a goat. It's got a negative stigma because they're normally human friends like dogs. Are also delicious. Oh my god. I'd eat any animal besides scavenger or predator unless it's a reptile I love. Alligator tail and fried rattlesnake. Oh yeah, no rodents either. I wouldn't eat a mouse. I'd eat a squirrel. Yo, bro, you should have seen Zara when the doorbell rang. She jumped scared as shit. Yeah, it's because it's unexpected. You know what I mean? Went to a game on Wednesday. Oiler fan. Outcome sucked. LOL. First time in the dome. Love the old school vibes. Yeah, like the vibe of the dome is different, guys. It's definitely different because, like I said, I've been to a modern day arena. It was the. I'm just gonna reposition my chair here to be more comfortable. But I went to the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit one time when it was like brand new, and it's still pretty new. Like it's still one of the newer arenas, and yeah, the vibe was just like different there. It didn't feel like a building that had a lot of character. It was beautiful though. They had the biggest jumbotron I've ever seen, and it was a beautiful building. I will give it that, but it's just something different about being in the old Saddle Dome. You know what I mean? People, right? Your doorbell now. Grab your gun. I don't think so, bro. This is Canada, eh? Miss Rexall gave me similar experience. Yeah, exactly. I literally loved going up to Edmonton to watch the Flames play Oilers in Rexall Place. But it's crazy. I've actually never been to a game in the new Rogers Arena, like the new Edmonton Arena. I don't think I've ever been there before. And it's been around for a while now. I just haven't gone up to Edmonton in a long time. The last hockey game I went to was in Vancouver, which I think their thing is called. No, theirs is called Rogers Arena. I think Rexall is called Rexall, or sorry, Rogers Place. I could be getting it all confused, but I I went to a game in Vancouver recently. It was Flames versus Vancouver. It was the first game of the season for Vancouver, and new arena is fantastic. Rogers Place. Oh yeah, yeah. So it's Rogers Place in Edmonton, Rogers Arena in Vancouver. So I've been to Vancouver's Rogers Arena. I have not been to Edmonton's Rogers Place, but I have been to the Rexall Place, which is no longer in service. I've been to Winnipeg's arena. I've been to Ottawa's arena, and Ottawa is the one arena that I went to where um, it was not a Flames game. It was Ottawa Senators versus Boston Bruins that I went to. Let's get back to the whack architecture of the 2020s. Nothing has soul or character. Even Wendy's and McDonald's or Taco Bell back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, everything was unique and had character. Now it's all like robo boxes. Yeah, there is a good reason for that though. And the reason is because the businesses behind the architecture of those types of places, they wanted their architecture to be interchangeable because if they kept building such unique like places, then I think they had harder times like leasing them out to other places afterwards. So like they used to build like, remember all the Pizza Huts used to look like a weird like pizza temple type thing. But then if the Pizza Hut ever went out of business, now the building looks all weird and it doesn't look like it's able to be changed over. So that's why they changed all the fast food restaurants to just basically have the same shape. At the end of the day, though, when I think about fast food, I'm kind of over it at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even really want to support fast food anymore, guys. And I'm not trying to be like one of these like virtue signaling like you know hippie type guys that is like we shouldn't do it or whatever. Like, but like at the end of the day, like I don't know. I'm just getting so over it, and I'm a hypocrite because I still go to Tim Hortons every day, which is like a fast food joint in itself. You know what I mean? It's just a Canadian fast food joint. It's not even really Canadian anymore. It's actually owned by Burger King, like the same company that owns Burger King now. But besides the point, guys, um, I'm just feeling like it's like it might be sort of a problem in society, because there's so many people that are overweight and obese and stuff like that. And I think a large part of it might be the convenience of being able to get fast food all the time. Do you think about it every time you have GF? Um, I'm confused by that question. Let's make it like plastic church. Yeah, but even the homes and the vehicles from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 90s, and even somewhat the 2000s all had character, but vehicles and homes from the 2010s and 2020s are soulless. Yeah, exactly. It's just because things became streamlined. Like for some reason, or not streamlined, but like um, an emulsion. There's an emulsion of culture right now, and you could even notice it. Yeah, like you're right. I notice it in media too, like you said, like you could notice different like music styles, like different genres of music from each of those decades, right? Like there's a distinct sound of the 60s or the 70s, right? There's a distinct sound of the 80s or the 90s even, right? But it's almost like somewhere around the 20s, like the 2000s, somewhere around like the mid 2000s, it's like music genres kind of cease to exist, and like there's no real like change happening to it's kind of just like it's all just kind of the same stuff over and over, you know what I mean? Like um it's not even like you can't it's indistinguishable. Like if you go and listen to a song that comes out in 2025 or 26 or whatever, it might literally sound like a song that's in any one of those other decades that I just mentioned, right? But um there's no such thing as like the sound of the 2020s or the sound of the 2010s even. Like there's not really a decade defining genre when it comes to music, and even music and stuff like that. Or sorry, and movies, I mean, like you said, movies and music completely stripped. Once cell phones started in 2007. So yeah, smartphones. For me, life started feeling super weird in 2013 when my local Blockbuster closed forever. I was like, what the heck is going on? No more Blockbuster? Yeah, I guess, but that's just a weird nostalgia thing for you, you know? Like, Blockbuster, who cares? It didn't exist like 20, 30 years before that either, you know? It was just a it was just like a chain of video rental stores, you know what I mean? I don't know. Do you know Mesopotamia invented math, the wheel, etc., the cradle of civilization? As far as we know, right? But like we don't know for sure that there wasn't a civilization before Mesopotamia that also dabbled in math, science, and etc. But I did know that. Yeah, I know that Sumer and Mesopotamia has been cited as the cradle of civilization. You know, the ancient Sumerians, in Mesopotamia, have been sort of recognized as the first culture that had writing. But there could potentially be other civilizations that just got wiped out that lost all forms of record. There's no writing left because it all got destroyed somehow. I loved it. I was born in '76, and it was a core part of my youth, man. Yeah, and I'm sorry to rain on it like that. I don't mean to rain on your thing, right? About the Blockbuster. But I'm just saying that, there's going to be things that come and go. You know what I mean? Like, for example, cable TV. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid growing up, I watched cable TV, for my entertainment. And now I don't have cable TV. You know what I mean? Like I have Netflix and Disney or whatever, uh I don't use the cable TV networks anymore. Very nostalgic. Renting movies was a fun way to spend a half hour. Most definitely, a doggy. Yeah, I know. I had great memories there too, guys. I used to go there to rent N64 video games too. Do you guys remember the N64, the Nintendo 64 system, gaming system? Me and my brother would go to Blockbuster and we'd rent a video game because you could that would give you a chance to try one out. You know what I mean? Because you could rent one for like $10 or whatever it was. I forget the pricing, obviously, because I was a kid, so I didn't have money. I would just expect my mom or dad to pay for it or whatever, right? But we were pretty broke or poor growing up, so they wouldn't be able to buy us a lot of games. Um, so if we rented them, we could rent them for the weekend, play them, and if we really loved them, we'd tell them like, "Please buy us this," right? But they wouldn't just buy us every single game because uh, it just didn't work like that, you know. But they'd rent one for like a weekend. Where my child support? You steady playing on YouTube when Lil Dwayne needs school shoes. I think you got the wrong guy. You know what I mean? Wrong guy. But anyways, yeah, picking the movies was as fun as watching it. That's so true. Yeah, and the part of the story that I left out about the N64 um, was yeah, we'd rent movies too. But the part I left out was yeah, we'd go to the video store like on like a Friday night or whatever, and yeah, like literally spend like an hour in the Blockbuster store, like walking through the aisles and looking at all the video cases because you didn't really get to just look up movie trailers back then either. So you had to look at the box and read the back of the box and look at the pictures on the box, like the movie box, to like inspire you to watch the film. You know what I mean? Like you would have no idea what the film was about. It would just be a title of a film with a picture on the cover, and you'd have to judge that cover. Does this look like a good movie? You know what I mean? Like you'd think in your head, is this going to be a good movie or is this going to be crappy? You'd flip over the box and there'd be like a little, a paragraph about the movie, and you'd have to like decide right then and there whether or not you think this is going to be worth your time. You couldn't see if a game sucked until you bought it and rented it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Same with the movies that I was just talking about. Sometimes you'd rent shitty movies. I literally have a 2002 box TV with a DVD player, and I watch my DVDs all the time. Even have a working VCR and over 300 VHS tapes. I also have an insane amount of CDs and functioning Walkman still. Wow, that's crazy, Poppy. Poppy Potato Man. I just can't let go of the past. Yeah, I get it. I've seen some people that used to have crazy DVD collections. They'd get like every movie that they'd like, they'd get it on DVD. And this was well before, anyone ever even thought that the internet would be able to provide you with movies. So they'd have like a whole wall, like a shelf wall of just DVDs. Oh, hey Zara, I see you. Yeah, I'm wearing the Flames jersey because some guy, who was it again? I think it was. Let me go back and check. I forget who it was. They asked me about it. Oh, I think it was Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken said he wanted to see my Flames jersey for some reason. Are those shocks? Yeah, these are open comms. I want to get one too. Yeah, they're probably the best headphones I've ever had. I love how they don't actually go inside your ears. They just sit on your temple, and then they vibrate the sound straight into your skull. And I like it because that way your ears are not blocked. And if I wear headphones that go inside my ears that block my ear canals, um, two things: I can't hear the outside world as good because it's blocking my ear canals. And then the second thing is it also blocks the my ear from getting its natural like wind through it or whatever. And so sometimes I get irritated by like having oil spilled up inside of my ears. Are you going to be on Hoarders Poppy. Oh, yeah, yeah, if you have all your DVDs still? Yeah. I remember people with, Laserdisc collections like crazy. Yeah, do you guys remember Blu-ray? It's my better half, yeah. They were like CDs that were like 2 feet across. Oh, that's crazy, I didn't know what they looked like. I have electronics and technology that I brought from the late '90s to the early 2000s, like 1996 to 2003 that I still use today. I went to school with Joe Newendike. Oh, that's crazy. I remember Ray Charles. Oh, like Blu-ray, like Blu-ray disc. Is that the joke? I don't get it. What was your first Blu-ray? Um, I don't remember. I really don't remember, guys. I had an Xbox, which was the only thing that played Blu-rays, I'm pretty sure. Like, we never had a Blu-ray player, but I'm pretty sure you can play Blu-rays inside of the Xbox. But all I could remember about those days was, our Xbox was kinda shitty, and it would, like it would cause the movies to freeze all the time. Is that an Oilers jersey? No, this is a Calgary Flames jersey. If you listen to a song on a high volume, can other people hear it since the sound does not go inside your ears? If it's super high volume, yes, but if you're listening to songs that loudly, it's actually probably damaging to your ears anyways. Like, I wouldn't recommend going full volume with, like, a loud song. You know what I mean? Like, I sometimes will go full volume um, with my music if it's, like, maybe a very soft song, or if I'm doing something active, like I'm doing a run. Like, if I'm actually going for, like, a long run and you know, I'm jogging or whatever, then nobody cares if you're listening to loud music or whatever. It's just but if I'm just, like, walking around, then yeah, I it would be a little, it's a little bit annoying to have the reverberations of the open comm, out in the world like that. Mine was Fists of Legends, Jet Li. I used to have a DVD pack of, like, 4 kung fu movies. I forget what they were all, but they were, like, dubbed over. They were like Chinese movies where it was just, like fight scene after fight scene, but it was dubbed over into English. I can't remember the plots of any of them, but they were it was basically like classic kung fu movies on DVD. I still think CDs were, scammy. They wanted you to scratch them instead of put them in a case like a computer disc. Yeah. I said, bought and no answer to you. I'm not a hoarder. I literally use old technology in everyday life. Yeah, I guess he's saying he still uses it though. So that's a good point, Poppy. I thought that those were bone conducted. Yeah, they are bone conducted. So your skull is a bone. It conducts through your skull, which is a bone. It basically turns your cranium into a speaker. Congratulations. Thanks. Uh, the cell phone I'm using is my most modern form of technology or anything. I do not have Wi-Fi, Alexa, smart technology other than this phone. It was Kung Fu, then came Kung Flu. Ha ha ha. Did anyone have that car to rewind your VCRs? I did. Or no, I didn't, but my uncle had it. My uncle had a bunch. He would always get like the newest technology, and I remember, yeah, like every single time a new thing came out, he'd have it. Like he would be the first guy to have a big screen TV in our family. He'd always get one, and then he'd be the first guy to have surround sound speakers. Like, when you'd get speakers that go all throughout your whole living room so that the sound is, like, all, it makes the movie f experience feel more like you're in a cinema, and then, he'd be the first guy to get a Blu-ray player. He was the first guy to get a satellite dish. Like, every single time a new, technology would come out in the '90s, he'd always get the newest thing, and I do remember him having the little race car that you put your video cassettes into to rewind them. I remember copying a VCR tape with 2 VCRs was so complicated. Yeah, I knew how to do it too. We used to have a video recorder, like a VCR machine that we can record stuff. Like you can get a blank tape and you could record your favorite shows on the on like VCR tapes. And sometimes we do that, especially I think I think I don't know if this is legal or not or allowed or whatever, but I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, you used to have to be able, or you were able to pay for pay-per-views for like WWE wrestling events and stuff like that, or WCW. And sometimes me and my brother would like get the pay-per-view and then we'd record it on a VCR cassette tape. Am I native? Yeah. Please be kind and rewind. Are you in a Subaru Forester? No, I'm in a Buick. No, I'm in a. I don't know any Buicks. I'm in a Honda Odyssey. But yeah, lots of crazy things that are no longer in existence anymore, guys. Where did Zara go? Did she just pop in to say hey and then go away? I work for the cable company. I'll have to report you. Oh my God. Please don't, guys. This was in 1996. Don't do it. Burning CDs was cool. I think that was illegal too, though, by the way, guys. Like, I never got into burning CDs. I didn't know how to do that, but I had friends that would do it and they would be like, "Oh, I burned a CD. I have all the hits or whatever." They'd have so many songs on these burnt CDs. And we'd play them in the back of their cars, you know what I mean? They'd have like radios back there. She went to make us a sandwich. I don't know why that's funny, guys. It's not funny. I don't know why I laughed. Napster was cool, allegedly. Yeah, luckily I never got into that stuff, guys. Can I ask your age and what you like to be called? Is it hockey? Is that what I call you? Well, I don't care. That's my YouTube name, but my real name's Leighton. It's Leighton Kirichuk. You guys can look that up if you want, but that's my legal name. You know what I mean? But you got people just call me Hockey because it's short for HockeyTikTockey, which I don't really care. That's like Mr. Beast. His name is Mr. Beast, but his real name's Jimmy. You know what I mean? Like people know him as Mr. Beast, and he would answer to that. You know what I mean? Kurichuk. No, it's Kuriachuk. There's an A in there. But what was I saying again, guys? Making a sandwich, eating a horse. Napster was cool. Oh yeah, Napster. Luckily, I never got into that. We didn't have a computer. You know what I mean? Um, so luckily, I never got into LimeWire or Napster or any of those weird downloading sites or whatever. How do I pronounce it? Leighton Kiriachuk. Are you Ukrainian? Yes, I'm Ukrainian. Did you see who Mr. Bean is doing? Oh, dating. Sorry, I missed what you said. Did I see who Mr. Bean is dating? No, I never did. I love Napster, MySpace. Wow. Yeah, I never knew who Mr. Bean was dating. I didn't know he still dates or whatever. Do I hate Russia? No, I don't hate anybody, guys. I don't have hate for entire nations. That's crazy. Are you mixed with First Nation, Indigenous, and European? Yes. That's why somebody asked me earlier if I'm native. I'm native, but I'm also Ukrainian. That's what the last name is. It's a Ukrainian last name. It's Kiryachuk. And it's most of the names that end in Chuck are I think they're all mostly Ukrainian in origin. As far as I know, I think they could be Polish too, maybe, but I think it's mostly Ukrainian. What's my age? It's 34. MySpace. I remember having a MySpace account. Yeah, me too. I think I had one for a bit, but I never was into it, like MySpace that much. Didn't really resonate with me. Same with there was another site that I don't know if anybody remembers it. It was called Nexopia. It was basically like another version of those early social medias. And it was so weird. I love buy a casino. I hate casinos. I love buy a casino. I hate casinos. Are you waiting for GTA 6? I think we all are, right? Yeah, you're darkish, but your facial hair is definitely European. I seen there was 1 million casualties in that war. He means live. Oh yeah, I think he miswrote because he wrote love, but he meant live. When I got into MySpace, everybody was going to Facebook, and I was like, I just got here. Yeah, exactly. Like I think I had a MySpace account for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like obviously I'm exaggerating, but you guys know what I mean. It's a figure of speech. Like I was basically on it, and then nobody, everybody left. Facebook became the big thing. LMAO. Oh, who remembers this, guys? T9 texting. Do you guys remember T9? Your head doesn't fit your body. Did you get the first ever head transplant? How do you mean it doesn't fit? Like this is all me. This is my body. What do you think about that number one pick getting locked up? By who? Yes, I remember track phones. Is that what they're called? Track phones? It was like a it was like a cell phone, right? With no screen on it. It just like a little tiny screen. Like no, it wasn't a smartphone, not a pager. It was just like a basic phone, like what was that? What was that one phone that was indestructible? Motorola? No. Um Nokia. Do you guys remember the Nokia brick phone that was indestructible? And T9 was the type of keyboard that you used to text. So you'd have to like all the letters, there would be like just a little keypad with like the regular numbers, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the zero key would be like a period. And then on the one key would be like ABC. And then on the two key would be DEFGHI, like, and so on and so forth. And in order to type things out, you had to double tap. Like you'd have to go 2, 2, 3, 4. Like you'd have to double tap them real quick to like write stuff out. I came here originally as a troll, but I genuinely enjoy the content and respect you, bro. So stop calling me Pappy. My name is William or Billy. Bro, I am not gonna be able to remember that. That's the thing. I'm just gonna read people's names, Pappy Potato Nose, as they write their names. Like, there's a bunch of people on here that have other names. I just read your username, guys. Like I can't I can't remember everybody's real name. Unless it says it on the screen, I'm not gonna be able to remember that. Sawzing Boo said they watch TV about a man named Chandler Bing who died in a freak hot tub accident and spent his time drinking hot dog flavored water on a popular TV show called Tub Girls. Blackberry. I never had a Blackberry, but I remember the Blackberry trend, like when everybody had one. But I didn't have one. Rotary phones. My grandma had a rotary phone. The number one NHL draft pick, he's pretty popular, but he just got arrested. Oh yeah, he didn't get locked up though, bro. I heard that they dropped the felony charges. He was gonna get charged for aggravated assault or whatever, but they dropped the felony charges, and he might just get a slap on the wrist, as far as I know. Did you ever hear about Terrence McKenna? Isn't that the guy that does like mushrooms or whatever? You're converting all the trolls. Maybe you should become a televangelist. I think that's happened more than once, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's been multiple people that came on my channel, just to troll. Like, they'd say, like, outlandish, crazy things, and they'd try to, like, piss me off or something, and I just never got pissed off, and I never I basically just took everything they said really seriously until they're just like, "You know what? I kinda like this guy." It's happened multiple times. Am I a Christian? I don't really disclose. I don't talk about my religion on here, guys. It's just a personal thing for me. I was a troll, but then I saw the light. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I'm a converter. I'm literally a troll converter. In fact, if you guys want, I'm going to be starting my own troll conversion camp where if you have like children that are trolls, you send them to this camp and I'm going to convert them. I'm going to basically teach them to not be trolls. I'm just kidding, guys. That was a joke. Like, um, I'm not actually doing this. But anyways, I'm gonna start trolling to balance the universe. Do it, guys. Go ahead. One thing about trolls, internet trolls. We're talking about internet trolls, not the kinds that live under bridges or the kinds that um, you know, uh try to fight hobbits in the dungeons or whatever. Not those trolls. The internet trolls is what I'm speaking about. They're pretty harmless, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, as long as they keep their trolling to a fun and respectable level. Like, I actually really appreciate the fun, respectable trolls, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're really funny. I think they're great. I think it adds a lot of, light and levity to, the internet that, is sorely needed. The only time that trolls internet trolls we're speaking again, once again, just to confirm, the only time that the trolls, uh, become a problem is once they start, um feeding into a negativity where it might cause somebody to like truly uh, feel victimized or harmed in some way, and really like actually like scar them emotionally somehow, because you can't harm them physically. You're just internet trolling, so you're just saying things and posting things and making jokes about things that only they can read. But obviously if somebody like um like says they're a victim of bullying and they they like do something drastic about it, then that's when trolling goes overboard. But I like the lighthearted, funny ones, guys. I don't mind it. I think it's great. Open one up in Malibu and charge $10,000 a day. That's a great idea, actually. I think I might actually start this thing for real. I shit troll I still troll on channels I deem unworthy or goofy, but I'm genuinely a fan here. And like if hockey posted a PayPal, I'd donate 10 or $15 to the channel. I'm gonna be able to get super chats soon, guys. I'm a troll. I just like good convos while I'm on the computer, but you lose that when a person has like 200 people speaking at once. Yeah, that's true. When the chats gets too fast and you can't read it all, it kind of ruins it. And also there comes to be a bunch of people that are purposely trying to ruin the vibe of the chat because I don't know why. That's their version of trolling and it's not really fun anymore. They start spamming messages and like just saying like heinous things. I can't say your name, so I'll call you Hockey. It's Leighton. Leighton. Trolls make the world go round. What do you think about, sorry, what you talking about, Willis? There's a live stream with some kind of AI troll. Are you native? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know much more about any of that stuff, guys. I just know what I know and I know what I don't know. And half of what I know is less than what most people know. Is that the problem with too many viewers? The streamer can't engage with the chat, nor can the viewers. Yeah. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Are you ready? I was ready to troll, but I found a good convo and gave up my trolling to have a good conversation. That's awesome. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it, guys. I will always engage, you know? Unless the chat becomes too fast for me to read, then I will always I'm gonna read every comment. I even go back. You notice that. Like remember when I had to answer the door because the door-to-door salesman came to try to paint my house? He once that happened, I came back and I read every single chat. I read it all out loud. Do you think Tupac is still alive? Hmm. No, I don't think so. I really don't actually. I don't I wasn't close enough to that time period like of what was going on because he supposedly died when I was pretty young and um I wasn't really like I didn't follow conspiracies or anything like that back then. There was less information about it and I don't know. I just feel like whatever conspiracies are involved with the rumor that Tupac may maybe still be alive, um, none of them really make that much sense to me. Whereas when you look at some of the other crazy, crazy ones, like if you ever look at like conspiracies involving um, other major events, there seems to always be more. They just seem more plausible, like on the surface. You know what I mean? So, long story short, guys, no, I don't think Tupac is still alive. I think he died. Um, because I haven't looked deeply enough into it. I haven't watched like a long deep dive into why he might still be alive or what would even be the reason for him to fake his death or for anybody to want him to fake his death. What would be the point of that? You know what I mean? Like it would make sense like there's other people that I think are pretend dead that aren't actually really dead that were assassinated or committed self unaliving or whatever and other types of things like that, but I don't think that Tupac is dead. I mean alive. Do you miss your wife? Yeah, I miss her. Where is she? She was in the chat a minute ago and then she left. Gay, you get it now. Diddy and Suge Knight conspired to kill them, though. They both owned rival record companies and made bank. Yeah, exactly. So that's why it makes sense that he was actually killed. It makes sense that he was assassinated. It doesn't make any sense that he was. Why would he still be alive? Why would he fake his death? You know what I mean? Like, I can't understand why he would want to do that, or why would he agree to that. I saw Tupac and Elvis at the local Tim Hortons. I did too, actually. I actually did. I saw a bunch of them actually. How long are we on? I'm about to go to the store. Honestly, I'm probably gonna wrap this live up real soon here, guys, because I wanted to get a quick hour in. It's already been 75 minutes. That's an hour and 15. Suge wanted Tupac. Diddy didn't like Two Picks new fame. Look.
The heater doesn't work in the kitchen. It's so cold in the kitchen.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I fix it? Yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta go fix the heater. So I'm gonna end the live.
So fucking cold. Like actually, wait, it's so cold in this room too.
Yeah, it's freezing in this room.
Oh, you're in here. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the live. I gotta go. I gotta go fix the heater in the kitchen. But if you guys want more exciting lives every single day, sorry guys, sorry I dropped my phone. I'm gonna head out though, but I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys and have a great day. Remember, I'm Billy. I'm not Pappy. Okay. Have a good night.